One of the very best features of the RBI scoring software is the ability to make fixes to common mistakes in an easy manner. We will now go over several of these and show you how to fix them if you make a mistake. In our first example, Paul Hoover's at bat was a 6-3 ground out, but we entered 5-3 instead. This is relatively common since the 5 and the 6 are right next to each other, but thankfully it's easy to change. First, right-click on the ball in play for Hoover and select Edit. This will bring up the Edit Situation screen. We want to activate Modify Mode, so click the button labeled Modify Mode in order to do this. Now we select Edit Scoring. Edit Scoring will bring up a familiar screen where you'll need to enter how the batter was retired. So we go to the drop-down by Hoover and select Ground Out. Note that only the out types are available since we originally called Hoover out. We will cover later how to fix plays where you called the batter out but he reached base and vice versa. With ground out selected, hit Next. Now we enter the fielders as 6-3, being careful to enter them correctly this time, and hit Next. There are no more events, so just hit Enter to select that, and the fix is made. A pretty common mistake would be forgetting to enter an event after the play. For instance, a good play. Fortunately, this is easy to add in after the fact. Here, let's say I wanted to give the left fielder a good play on Thompson's flyout. I insert above the next at bat and choose non-pitch item. I want to insert a good play, so select GFP. Now, pick the left fielder and there are no more events. If I scroll up to Thompson's at bat, I can see the good play is now entered. Let's say you called the batter out, but he actually reached base. The most common example of that would probably be when a fielder's choice occurs. Here, I have entered Thompson as grounding out 6-4, but he actually reached on a fielder's choice with the runner on first being forced out at second, 6-4. The easiest case is if I catch this right away. In this case, just right-click on Thompson's ball in play and select Delete. Now, everything is reset to how it was right before Thompson's at bat ended, and you can just re-enter the play and continue scoring. Sometimes you won't notice something like this until later, and that is the worst case scenario. We can still fix it, but it's much more involved. Let's say the next batter doubled Thompson home, and we only notice this when we check the box score and see that we're off runs for Thompson and Bocock. We go back to the bottom of the fifth, and sure enough, we have Bocock scoring the run instead of Thompson. I will walk you through the process for fixing this now. First, we need to re-enter the play and make it such that Thompson reaches on a fielder's choice with Bocock out at second, 6-4. So, we delete Thompson's ball in play and remove the ground out. Now we see that we don't have Thompson doing anything, so we need to insert the fielder's choice. So right-click on the Chavez at bat and select Insert Above. We're inserting a pitch that was a ball in play, so pick Pitch. Now we see the normal options for a pitch, and we can see that it's corresponding to Thompson's at bat. We select In Play and proceed from there, making sure that we put Thompson on base this time, and selecting fielder's choice, with Bocock being out at second. Here we hit Next and enter the fielders. 6-4. We hit Next again. All is good now, so we hit Enter to select no more events, and we're done with the first part. We're not quite done yet. As you can see, the software still has Bocock scoring on the Chavez hit. The reason for this is that it doesn't update the runners when we make a fix like this, so we need to make those changes manually. Let's go back to Thompson's at bat, bring up the Edit Situation screen, and enable Modify Mode. Here we see Thompson on first which is good, so we hit Save and Next. However, we now see Bocock on first instead of Thompson once the Chavez at bat begins. To change this, click on the drop-down containing Bocock's name and change it to Thompson. Hit Save and Next to proceed. We'll need to replace Bocock with Thompson each time Bocock's name appears, which is for the duration of the Chavez at bat. Once Bocock's name is no longer showing up on the bases, hit Save and Close to finish. Almost done. As you can see, Bocock is still scoring on the Chavez double. The last thing we need to do is re-enter the Chavez double by using the Edit Scoring option. We see that Chavez doubled to the center fielder with the runner from first scoring. Bring up the Edit Situation screen and enable Modify mode. Now choose Edit Scoring. Choose double for Chavez. Have the runner from first scoring and hit Next. The center fielder picked up the double. No more events occurred, so hit Enter. Now we can see that the play is entered correctly with Thompson scoring. Another option in Modify mode is Edit Hit Location. If you need to change anything on the hit location screen, this is the option to choose. For example, let's say we wanted to move the hit location. Select Edit Hit Location and move the hit plot to the desired location. Let's say we also wanted to change the hit type from a Fliner liner to a Fliner fly. Just change the selection in the drop-down to Fliner fly to do that. When done here, hit Save and Close, both on the hit location screen and the Edit Situation screen. Add Dependent Event is another feature in Modify mode. Let's say we wanted this first pitch to Reed Gurecki to be a catcher block, but we forgot to do that. Right-click on the pitch, bring up the Edit Situation screen, and enable Modify mode. Now we want to choose Add Dependent Event. Here we select Catcher Block and No More Events and hit Next. We get the final confirmation screen where we want to choose No More Events. Hit Save and Close and we can see the pitch is now a catcher block. Deleting pitches is easy. If this swinging strike to Gurecki was entered by mistake, just right-click on it, select Delete, and continue scoring. Adding an earlier pitch that was forgotten is also easy. Let's say there was a taken strike in between the second and third ball to Ricci Corona. Right-click the third ball, select Insert Above, and pick Pitch. Here we select Strike Taken, and we can see that our pitch has been added. Let's say this strike swinging to Gurecki actually was a foul tip. Right-click the pitch and select Delete. Now we insert above the next pitch, which is the ball in play, pick Insert Above and select Pitch. Now we choose Foul Other and then Foul Tip, and the modification is made. You need to be careful when changing the last pitch of a strikeout or walk. Let's say Golson's third strike was actually taken, not swinging as we entered. Here we notice the mistake right away and delete the pitch. The software will remove the subsequent at-bat, and if you now enter the pitch as a strike taken, all is good. As is often the case, if you don't catch this right away, the fix is a little more involved. We still want to delete the mistaken strike swinging, but now the software won't remove the next at-bat since we've already entered a pitch. So we insert above the Montero at-bat, pick Pitch, and we want to choose Strike Taken. One more thing needs to be done though, and that is to check the box for Process End Plate Appearance. Otherwise, the software will record the pitch but not the strikeout, If you choose strike taken with that box checked, the fix is made. The most troublesome fixes are the ones involving runner advancement, like with the example before with Thompson and Bocock. Here, let's say Montero singles and Corona advanced to third. However, we only advanced him to second. If you see this right away, you just delete the ball and play, redo the play, and all should be good. However, here we continued with the rest of the inning, so our fix is more complicated. First, let's rescore the Montero hit using the Edit Scoring feature in Modify mode. Choose Single. This time advance Corona to third, and we had the right fielder fielding the hit. All is good here, so we're done with this part. Now we need to fix the location of the runners, like in the previous example. Bring up Modify mode on the Montero, ball and play. Here we see Corona is on second when he should be on third, so change the drop down of the runner on second to none, and change the drop down of the runner on third to Corona. Once this is done, hit Save and Next. Now we need to repeat this process for each instance where we see Corona on the wrong base. Alright, we've gotten to the end, so we hit Save and Close, and we're finished.